Hi there, Doug Stewart with IT Creations with another one of Dell's 17th generation servers, the Dell PowerEdge R570 rack server. Maybe not as densely packed as, say, the R770 or the R670, and you can see one of those videos here, but still a more than worthy candidate to power your business needs. Still packed with options, it offers a single Intel Xeon 6500 or 6700 series processor paired with ample storage up front from either 2.5-inch or EDSFF E3.S drive options. Like our videos? Then hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. With only a single processor, this system does provide power efficiency for the data center, cloud scale web services, plus medium density virtualization, scale out database, and software-defined storage, to name a few. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention high performance computing. The system can be outfitted with up to 3 400-watt double-wide GPUs. Like its other siblings, the Dell PowerEdge R570 server can be configured with front or rear I/O. Let's start with the front of the system. As an option, you can install a security bezel. The front I/O configuration places some of the risers, as well as the I/O panel you would ordinarily find in back, on the front of the chassis. As I said, several storage configurations. There are basically two for the front I/O configuration. One with 8 EDSFF E3.S drive bays, and the other with up to 16 EDSFF drive bays. To either side are 3 PCIe slots. Below those slots on the right is the primary OCP NIC card slot. On the other side, a secondary OCP 3.0 mezzanine card slot that can be outfitted with a NIC or a BOSS N1 DC MHS. Next to that slot is a serial COM port with a dedicated integrated Dell Remote Access Controller, or iDRAC. Are you interested in the Dell PowerEdge R570 rack server? If you are, then for a limited time you can save up to $500 off the purchase price of a system that's listed, or one that you can configure at IT Creations that's valued at $5,000 or more. Just click that link to learn more, and when you're ready to make a purchase, just mention this video to save. The server ears also have a small control panel. On the right is the primary control panel, and it features a power button, Type-C USB port, a host status LED, and a combo system health LED and system ID with that long blue LED. On the left, another control panel. This one can be a blank module with no ports or LEDs. Another option has a USB 2.0 port, and below that, a mini display port. Lastly, an option with a Quick Sync 2.0 button for at-chassis management using a smartphone or tablet. You definitely have options for management of the system. Sure, you can use a smartphone or tablet with the Quick Sync feature on the front panel, but if you decide not to go with that option, you can still plug in using the optional mini display port and connect a laptop or crash cart. There's also that iDRAC port on the back of the system. With this generation, Dell has also updated to iDRAC 10. Ordinarily, that would be in the back of the chassis, but with the front I/O condition, I think we can hit that now. It enables remote management of the system through the dedicated port. Other management utilities include OpenManage. Both iDRAC and OpenManage have a few different licensing levels depending on your needs for utilities that are supported, and there are a lot. Back to the storage options for the front. With EDSFF drives, you get low latency, increased density, and better airflow and cooling, as they don't connect with a traditional backplane. Instead, it sits flat. You can also hot swap. Capacities listed for enterprise-class EDSFF drives, which use a PCI 5.0 interface, are listed at up to 61.44 terabytes at the top end for up to 1.9 petabytes of storage with all drive bays loaded in the 32-bay chassis. Chassis configurations with EDSFF E3.S drives include that front I/O option I just described, and a few more with a rear I/O configuration. With the more traditional rear I/O configuration, you can get either 8, 16, or 32 EDSFF bays. With that last one, the central bay is just a perforated panel for airflow. Next, a number of 2.5-inch drive bay options. For 2.5-inch SATA and SAS, there are 8, 16, or 24 bays. Also an LFF chassis with 12 3.5-inch drive bays. You will need a PERC or PowerEdge RAID controller if you plan on installing SAS drives or just want more control over your storage. There are options for a front-mounted storage controller and those that can be installed in the PCI slots. With the LFF chassis, you also have the option of installing 4 EDSFF drive bays in back. Quite a few options for the back of the chassis too. With the front I/O condition, there are blanks installed over the PCI slots, which are available in the front of the system. Also covers over the OCP mezzanine card slots, as those two are located in front. However, you still have the PSUs to either side of which, again, more options from 800 watts all the way up to 1800 watts. There is also a small I/O panel on the bottom next to the left PSU. It features a VGA port, then 2 USB 3.0 ports, and the dedicated iDRAC RJ45 port. With the rear I/O configuration, the upper portion of the chassis has 6 PCI slots below the I/O panel on the left, which is the same as that for the front I/O chassis. Then there are 2 OCP 3.0 slots on the right. The middle one can be outfitted with a BOS N1 card to boot the system. The other will accept a number of different ports and connection speeds for network communications. If this was that 12 LFF bay configuration, 4 EDSFF drives can be installed, but will take up the 2 PCI slots on the left above the PSU. Once I crack the case on this nut, you can see our chassis has a rear I/O configuration with the risers in back. It definitely looks a little different with the front I/O configuration, as the main risers are located in front, as I mentioned earlier. We don't have that one, so moving on. Those risers can be outfitted with a number of optional expansion devices, including NICs, storage controllers, and GPUs. The system can be outfitted with up to 6 PCI slots with a bi-16 connector, 4 of which are PCI 5.0. However, the number and type of connector is dependent on the installed risers. That does not include the OCP 3.0 slots, each of which also have a bi-16 link. Also supported are up to 2 NVIDIA BlueField 3 DPUs or data processing units, which can act as a high-performance NIC in standard mode or as a super NIC using its integrated ARM processor. With integrated DPUs, the NVIDIA BlueField 3 units can take the pressure off the CPU by offloading, accelerating, and isolating networking, storage, and security for AI, cloud, and HPC workloads. GPUs vetted on this system include the NVIDIA L4 featuring 24 gigabytes, NVIDIA L40S with 48 gigabytes, and the NVIDIA H100 NVL with 94 gigabytes. Up to 3 double-wide 400-watt GPUs can be installed, or up to 4 single-width GPUs, which includes the NVIDIA L4. Only the NVIDIA H100 NVL supports 400 watts maximum and draws additional power from an 8-pin power connector. The H100 NVL does not support DirectX 11 or 12, which is usually reserved for gaming cards. The other two do. I will mention there are memory requirements for the number of GPUs installed in the system. Also power requirements. A single Intel Xeon 6700 or 6500 series CPU with either performance cores or efficiency cores is supported on the system. With E-cores, processors can have up to 144 cores and 144 virtual threads. Using a CPU with P-cores will deliver up to 86 physical cores and 172 virtual threads. With 16 memory module slots, the system will support up to 4 terabytes of DDR5 registered memory modules. One thing I will mention is, unlike the other 17th generation systems, the PowerEdge R570 and R670, the R570 does not support CXL 2.0 devices for scalable memory pooling. If you'd like to learn more about that, then check out the Dell PowerEdge R670 video I did a while back. Once again, the Dell PowerEdge R570 has entirely too many options to fully discuss, but I do think we kind of hit the main features. For data centers, cloud, VDI, analytics, and a number of other applications, Dell has your back for performance and energy efficiency. If you would like to learn more about this system, then I placed a few links in the description below, or you can hit that link right there. itcreations.com. Until next time, I'm Doug Stuman with IT Creations, and thanks for watching.